Hi, I'm Nat Turner. I was born a slave on October 2nd, 1800. I was born to a white plantation owner in Southampton County, Virginia. I guess I was pretty lucky to be working on Mr. Benjamin's plantation. He showed me a lot of kindness before he died. He realized, like many of the other slaves, and like my parents, that I was very intelligent. I even surpassed some of the white kids of my age. Mr. Benjamin died, and my father left me to go to the north, and my life changed drastically when Mr. Samuel took over. He stopped all my education and put me to work in the fields. I always thought I would be freed, but instead I was sent to work like a mule. Even though I was not allowed to study and learn as I pleased, I continued to read the Bible. I received visions of slavery, both past and present, from God. I knew since I was real little that I was chosen by God to be a leader. I even have birthmarks noticed by my parents that I was destined to lead people. I continued my work as a slave, but my life changed drastically once again. Mr. Samuel died, and I was separated from my wife Sherry and sold to Mr. Moore. I got pretty lucky again. Mr. Moore was nice to me. He even let me go visit Sherry pretty often, who still lived in Southampton County. We even had a few beautiful babies together. Even though Mr. Moore was nice to me, I still didn't like being contained like an animal, so I decided to run away. I ran away for only about 30 days, but God led me back to my plantation so I could fulfill my destiny. I continued my religious studies heavily, and I became a Baptist preacher and a prophet. My visions became very popular, and one I felt I needed to share to my entire congregation in 1825. I said, "White spirits and black spirits engaged in battle, and the sun was darkened. The thunder rolled in the heavens, and the blood flowed in the streams. And I heard a voice saying, 'Such is your luck, such you are called to see, and let it come through rough or smooth, you must surely bear it.' And by 1828, I knew I had to be the one to lead my rebellion. I bided my time until 1831, when I started planning my revolution. By then, I knew it was time. I gathered up fellow slaves and told them of my plan. We were to be the ones to single-handedly abolish slavery. It was my duty, given to me by God, to lead my fellow slaves to a revolution, and I shall do so. We originally planned to lead the revolt on July 4th, but I felt very sick, so we moved the date. On October 13th, God showed me a sign that the revolution was to begin. He put a dark spot on the sun, and I knew it was time to act. On October 22nd, my 6 co-conspirators and the dozens of troops we rounded up marched to Travis, where we would begin our revolution. We would march to Jerusalem and up to Dismal Swamp, but before we made it to Dismal Swamp, we were stopped by a white army. But they couldn't stop us before we made the damage. Even though we lost many men, we still created the bloodiest and most successful slave revolt in history. I am telling you this story now as I am waiting to be executed. I managed to escape from Jerusalem, but I was captured and tried, and I am to be executed on November 5th for trying to free the slaves. I guess they are calling it Nat Turner's Slave Rebellion now. I am proud to bear the name of this rebellion. We made a difference. We made an impact. We made the South fearful, and fear created suspicion. We made the ignorant white man realize how powerful an educated black person can be. I know the North will see this differently than the South views it. The North is going to try and gradually abolish slavery, but the South is going to try and shut the powers of the blacks down. They will put more restriction and more laws against the blacks. They won't let owners educate their slaves at all anymore. And I know that what I did may put more laws on the blacks for now, but I know, deep down, I made the whites realize what we are capable of.